Hey guys, it's Josie, and today I'm going to be making a 4th of July cake inspired by the fireworks. I am adding my box cake mix, water, and eggs to the bowl first, and I forgot to soften my butter, so I put it on top of the crock pot, and actually it melted the bottom a little more than I wanted and kept the top part cold, so I should have been watching that and rotating it to make sure it didn't fully melt on one side and stay cold on the other. I just marked out the 1/3 cup with my rubber spatula and then cut it through and put it in the bowl. Here I'm mixing everything together before scraping down the mixer part and then scraping down the bowl itself to make sure I keep as much batter as possible. I added a little bit less than half to another bowl because I'm doing 2 different colors of cake, and the pans I'm using, one of them is a little bit smaller than the other, so it worked out. Now I'm opening gel food coloring, and I'm using the colors Classic Blue from Betty Crocker and mixing it in, which it took a little more than I thought it would, and it still kind of came out a little bit green, but I couldn't find my regular food coloring at the time, so I just put some in, mixed, put some in, mixed, and then I thought it was good enough because I didn't want to make the cake taste like food coloring. Then I'm just adding red into the other bowl and mixing. The red also came out slightly pink, but it looks a lot worse on camera than in person. As you can see, I added more blue again. And then I'm going to get my pans. I'm using a silicone pan for one and then a springform pan for the other one. That's why there's a baking sheet underneath, so the silicone pan has something to rest on. Now I am just mixing up the frosting to make it cover more of the cake. I thought it would be easier to spin it on like the wheel to get the circular design, but then I just stopped and started freehanding a bunch of circles all over to make like the circular part of the firework, and then I took blue and just went over top outwards from the center to make it look like the explosion of the firework. After that, I used a piece of a paper towel to clean up all around the plate because I did frost the cake on this plate. Here's what it looks like. You could stop here if you wanted to, but I had some leftover frosting in a piping bag, and I just added a little design around the entire bottom of the cake. This was my first time ever using a piping bag, but if you don't feel comfortable or you don't have the supplies, you definitely don't have to do this part. After I did this design on the bottom, I did sort of like a straight line around the top with my piping bag because I didn't think I had enough frosting, but I ended up having even more than I thought. So I went around the top of that on the cake and added a littler squiggle so it's a little bit bumpy on top, but not quite like the design on the bottom. Here is the final 4th of July cake inspired by fireworks. If you want to see more videos like this, like and subscribe down below, and have a nice day.